Hi everyone, this is Whitney with my week 6 video discussion post, reflecting on chapter 9 of The Universe Next Door. There was a paragraph in this that really kind of caught my attention. Sire talks about pre-modern theism and how it puts being before knowing, but Enlightenment naturalism, um, flips that and puts knowing before being. Um, and he mentions how Descartes, I think that's how it's said, and how he was more concerned with how we know something than with what is real and what actually exists. Uh, that that felt big to me for some reason. Looking at it in like a theistic point of view, reality exists first. God exists, truth exists, and then we try to understand it. But once your main focus, like your primary goal, becomes knowing, that changes everything. So instead of starting with what is real, it makes a lot more sense to me to start with what I can be certain of. And um, Descartes begins with, I think, therefore I am. So if the thinking becomes the foundation, that feels like um kind of the path, or like the beginning of the path to postmodernism, if that makes any sense. um in the lecture they talked about postmodernism being skeptical and what is it, meta narratives, being skeptical of meta narratives, and just kind of def- defies claims of what seem to be objective truths. And I can see how that developed um, from the earlier stages. If knowing is the main goal and the focus, then perspective become. One second, Bubba, I'm busy right now. I'll be there in a second, okay? Okay, go back in the living room or just stare at me. Um, I lost my train of thought. Then perspective becomes really all that matters. And if that happens, then eventually we start to question if there is anything outside that um, interpretation, if that makes sense. I feel like it makes sense in my head, but when I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't feel like it makes sense. Um, and I feel like I see this play out in like everyday life, especially working in a school. You constantly hear things that, especially like in conflict resolution with elementary school age children. It's like, oh, this is how you perceived that he pushed you. you but he perceived that he accidentally bumped into you, things like that, where um there's meaning behind that, but it feels like the truth is completely up to the individual. Um and yeah, I think I covered it all. I hope you guys have a great week.